Welcome to the very first encounter that we're going to go through together in the Warhammer quest Blackstone Fortress. This is the very first episode and the very first, well, encounter. We'll see if it's the encounter or the whatever the exploration cards are going to tell us. So this is our party, right, which we introduced in the previous episode. They are in Maglev waiting for departure or arrival at some sort of a station or mission. Alright, so before we proceed with any of that, we need to go through the exploration deck and draw a card and see what awaits us. This is the challenge Icefire. With a roar, a great jet of sky blue flame engulfs an explorer. In leader order, roll 4 activation dice for each explorer. Keep going until a roll for an explorer does not include a 6 on any of the dice. The explorer suffers 1 grievous wound. Brilliant. That's a fantastic start. Okay. Right, so let's roll for Thaddeus. There's no 6. There you go. So he will receive 1 grievous wound on his character sheet. And that's it. The challenge is done. That was quick, wasn't it? So we're back at the... well, we're still in our Maglev, trying to find some sort of coordinates for a mission or another challenge. Let's see what awaits us in the exploration deck. And it is, ooh, a combat. Ooh, a big one at that. Okay, so what is it that we need? Let's try and put it together. Okay, so one like that, one like that. More like so. This one goes all the way to the top, like so. Okay. So bear with me. It'll be quick. I promise you. One like this. Right. Let me put it together. Let's do it together. It'll be like this, like that. We need a portal. These triangular shapes, they indicate a portal through which reinforcements of the enemies might spawn. Okay, but let's just put this map together. Our team will begin right there in the corner. That one, that one is going to be here. Another portal. Yeah. Then we have this in the corner, we have that in the corner, and we also going to place it like that, and like so. We need 2 more portals, okay, one over here, and one all the way to the bottom. Wow, this is a massive. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the entirety of this map. That's what it is. Look at that. I presume we will have 4 enemy groups. Let's zoom in on the combat card. Yep, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's set it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before we do that, though, we need to draw from the encounter deck. So group number 1 will be 7 traitor guardsmen. Group number 2 will be 2 spindle drones. All right. Group number 3 will be 1 spindle drone. And group number 4, well, nobody, because there's an effect that will, oh no, terrifying howls, increase the cost of move actions for explorers from 1+ to 2+. Oh no! So not only is this place massive, but it also slows you down. All right, so let's set up the groups. So number 2 is, where's number 2? Number 2 will be here. Number 1 is all the way there. Number 3 in the corner. And number 4 right there. So we need 7 traitor guardsmen in spot number 1, all the way there. So 7 guardsmen. There is a group limit or miniature limit, 3 per hex, right? So we have our boss, mini boss. So there is a grenade thrower, guy with a club. So this one is with a flamer. We cannot have 2 flamer guys in one team. So another one is with a las gun. Okay. And this is the 6th and the 7th. Let's do it like that. Okay. Then we need 2 spindle drones on location number 2, which is this one. 1 spindle drone on the 3, which is this one, and nobody at 4. All right, we'll have the effect in place. Right, so that's what it is. There you go. Look at that. A massive, massive place to explore. We'll remove that combat card and put it on our Destiny board together with the Destiny dice. We might as well roll them now and see what happens. Okay, we have to discard any doubles. Oh, that was a 4, wasn't it? Yeah, so we keep these. And normally we would have discarded these 2 as well. But since we have Esper and Locarno in our team, he can use his psychic ability that basically allows us to keep 1 dice that would have been discarded. So we'll keep that one. So, wow, pretty good roll after all. Okay. Then we will set up our initiative tracker. Yeah, so let me shuffle that. It's not that easy to do with just one hand, so bear with me. Group number 4 will go, then Pius Vorn, Thaddeus, group number 2, oops, Locarno, group number 1, group number 3, and of course Amelin. Amelin will finish us off. Right, since this place is so massive, let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see it. Wow, huge thing. So normally, if it's the very first turn of the new expedition, we could use a gambit. A gambit basically is an option for us to use when we build the initiative track and if we want to swap places. So, for example, if I wanted to perform a gambit with Esper and Locarno, he would have to dedicate one of his activation dice and roll for success with his agility. If he succeeds, then he can swap places with one adjacent card. If he has a critical success, then he can choose any spot on the initiative track. What Gambit, especially for the first turn in a new expedition, allows us to do is to save the action, the activation dice, so you don't have to sacrifice that. So this is how things are going to take place in this first activation. And since the place is so massive, I think I will allow the group number 4, which, well, there's nobody there. Then Vorn and Thaddeus will move into positions, all right, and we'll see what happens. And then group number 1, and group number 3 will close in. Yeah, okay. So now it's down to activation dice for Mr. Thaddeus. He has his grievous wound, so he rolls with just the 3 activation dice. Let's see what this is. Okay, it was 1, wasn't it? 4 and a 6. Then Pius Vorn. Whoa, a lot of terrible rolls. And finally, Amelin. Wow, that's better. So she can hopefully snipe somebody from the distance. All right. So these are actually bad, because remember, a group number 4 effect. There you go, terrifying house. Increase the cost of move actions for explorers from 1+ to 2+. So these basically will be wasted. That's not good. All right, so hostile group number 4. The way I play it, okay, some house rules. Every time you activate a group, then you roll for reinforcements. And if you roll a specific number on the reinforcements table, then the reinforcements show up. But the reinforcements say that if any of the hostiles have been slain, then you can, you know, call for reinforcements. Since there's no hostiles in group number 4, there's only effect, so there's no roll. So this just gets flipped, right? So Pious Vaughan now. What can you do, Pious Vaughan? I think you need to get into position and place some Inferno tokens on the field. The Inferno tokens. For 4+, she can put 2 Inferno tokens on the field in her line of sight, adjacent to each other. Every enemy or every figure that walks through needs to roll the triangle, the D8 dice, to see if they were wounded. Okay, so it's a good, you know, covering fire, if you like. So Pious Vaughan, these 2 get wasted. She has an option to use 2 of these dice. There's a limit of maximum 2 dice per activation per character from these. So she could potentially use that. So we will use the 3 and move her 3 hexes. So she goes 1, 2, 3. Okay. What we're going to do next is use one dice of the Destiny board, 3, to move 3 again. Well, I'll just move 1 to get behind cover. Okay. Then she will use a second dice, 4, and place Inferno tokens here. And she will place Inferno tokens here and here. Yeah, hoping that these guys will move in and potentially, you know, try to get to us in close range, and they will fall into the trap, the flames. Okay. And the last thing that she has, I will use her Overwatch ability and turn it one number down, so from 4 to 3. So potentially she can use her Vindicator Flamer. So if anybody gets into her line of sight when she's in Overwatch mode, she gets to attack first and maybe potentially kill them. So that's Pious Vaughan. Okay, so we'll flip her card over. Now it's Thaddeus. Okay, Thaddeus. Yeah, he will just get rid of that 1, cannot use it. He has 2 4s and a 5 and a 6 over there. So what is it that we could do? I think we will just go into position over there somewhere, and hopefully we can deal some damage later on. So his move is 2, so he will use one of his activation dice, 1, 2, and then use another one to get into position like this, or yeah. So that's Thaddeus. Okay, that's Thaddeus. Now hostile group number 2. Hostile group number 2 are 2 spindle drones. 2 spindle drones. Let's have a look at their activation card. Yeah, there it is. The thing about spindle drones is that the more you kill them, the stronger they become. I'll show you all about it later on when we have a chance to destroy at least one of them and talk about their threat level, right? Okay, but their activation behavior. So the original rules say that you have to roll per figure. That's what we're going to do this run, but starting from the next run, we will be streamlining a lot of problematic, in my opinion, problematic rules. So there you go. Let's roll for this spindle drone. So this spindle drone is hidden and rolled 4. So the spindle drone will sneak. Now, another house rule of mine is that every time a figure crosses this highlighted border, these highlighted borders, they indicate cover. So if they cross the cover, they must spend 2 movement points. Otherwise, it would be pointless to have the cover and not have the cover and, you know, move on these hexes the same way. So that's my house rule to make it more enjoyable, tactical, if you like. So he sneaks. Okay. Then we'll roll for that one. And it's a 6. And it's also a sneak. So he just follows his buddy there. So that's group number 2. Now Esper and Locarno can move. So what can Esper and Locarno do? Okay, let's look at his dice. Again, he loses that. So he has 3 options for him. He needs to go into position and potentially, yeah, and what we're going to do, we will use the 4 to move 2. We'll use the 5 to move another 2. So have a look at that. So yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and with his remaining he and any explorer in the same hex. Okay, so it doesn't apply to the adjacent. So what I'm going to do is something slightly different. He started there, so 1, 2, 1, 2, go there. Spent his last action dice and place his force barrier, allowing both Esper and Thaddeus to upgrade their defensive die. So, and actually for both of them, it's very good because from a D8 and D6, they both go to D12. So their defensive abilities have been significantly improved. Okay, no more action dice, activation dice for him. There is an option to still use 2 of the Destiny dice, but I think I'll keep them for Amelin. Why? Because right after Esper and Locarno, okay, hostile group number 1 activates, and these are the traitor guardsmen. All right, there's 7 of them. So yeah, so we will roll Blackstone dice 7 times. These guys are hidden. Yeah, look at there. They are hidden. So 17 means charge. So what charge does is that it allows a figure to move twice and attack an adjacent invisible enemy. Yeah? No, sorry. It says move towards the closest explorer, then attack an explorer that is adjacent and visible to the hostile. If there's no explorers adjacent and visible, move again without attacking. So we'll start with the guy at the back. So he goes 1, 2, 1, 2. That was his charge. So he moved twice. Okay. The guy with the grenade, 16, exactly the same thing. So he goes 1, 2 because he crosses the cover, and 1, 2. All right. Let's roll an 8. An 8 is advance. Advance is something like charge, but you only move once and attack once. So let's say that this guy goes 1, 2, and that's it. The other guy, 13, this one. Charge, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's all they can do. A 2 is hold. So this one, Flamer, holds. 18, charge, 1, 2, 1, 2. There you go. Is there a line of sight with Vorn? No, there isn't. So she cannot use her Overwatch ability. Okay, and then the last one, this one, 15. It's charge again. 1, 2, 1, 2. They're both here. Okay. So that's the Traitor Guardsman activation, group number 1. Now group number 3 is just one spindle drone, one lonely spindle drone. Let's roll. And it's a 13 on spindle drone. It's advance. So spindle drones move too, don't they? Yeah. So you can just go like that. So he moved from this spot to this spot, crossing the cover. So he's exhausted now. Right, so now it's Amelin. Amelin. Right, she rolled very nicely. Look at that. Yeah. And she also has a 5 and a 6 on the destiny board. So can we get in range? She's very mobile, move of 3. So I think she will spend these 2 4s, okay, and have 6 movement points. So what that is going to do to her is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and be in cover. Yeah, so, and be in cover against or from these guys here, right? That's what it is. That's what it is. Right? And then she has 4 dice left. So she has a clear line of sight right now with these guys. Can she see these spindle drones? Well, she can see one of them, this one, but she cannot see that one. Both spindle drones are in cover, same as the traitor guardsmen. They're also in cover. So, what is it that we can do? Let's have a look. Okay, for 4+, we can use our long rifle and take advantage of the distance, which is 4+ against the traitor guardsman, and roll d12. What it does also is that if it's a 4+ activation, then you ignore cover and you re-roll failed results. So let's have a look. So she spends her first activation dice. She takes the d12, and let's go where the action is. So she shoots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she shoots the guy with las gun. All right, and it's a critical success, so he dies. So that was her first action. Now the second action, we're going to do exactly the same. Same thing. So we will attack the other traitor guardsman. Okay, and we will do the same. So, no, it's a miss, but I can re-roll it because it was a 5, and it's another critical success. So he's dead. Okay, now Amelin can and will use either of these 2. Well, both of them actually. So she will use the 5 again to shoot the spindle drone. But this time it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4 hexes away. 1, 2, 3, 4. She shoots this. She shoots this guy. So let's have a look. No, it's a miss. I can re-roll. It's 1 hit. Okay. The spindle drones have 2 wounds, as you can see over there. So this spindle drone is wounded. We'll indicate it by placing a wound token next to it. Okay, we still have one destiny dice with a 6 on it, as you can see over there, for Amelin to use. She could try and shoot that spindle drone, or she could make sure she's in cover, in better cover than she currently is. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 6, but I will retreat 1, 2, 3 and stay with the guys. Okay, so she's in the back, so they need to go round. Hopefully they will fall into a trap of the Inferno. These need to come out. The only downside to it is that Vorn is not in cover against these spindle drones. Yeah, so if they come in here, they can shoot her, and there's no cover. Right, there you go. This was our first turn. the final thing that we have to do is to roll the event, roll for event. There is an event table. I'll show you. Okay, and we rolled a 14, so escape chamber. Okay, escape chamber, you should see it better now. The leader replaces the portal furthest from any explorers with a maglev transport escape chamber. If more than one portal is equally far from the explorers, the leader can pick which one to replace. Okay, so this is a second maglev that we're going to place either here or there. Yeah, I think we will, well, place it here. Move over. So we're replacing that with that on top of poor Thaddeus. Okay. Right, I'll just move him slightly to the left so that he's not in the way. All right, so let me zoom out, and this is the map, and this is the entirety of the table space that this game can occupy. And I have to tell you, when I played the other expeditions, these maps can get even bigger, slightly bigger, because you don't have many tiles left, you only have corridors left. I think this map uses all of the available tiles in the base game. Okay, so that's that. I'm testing the way we're playing this and we're recording this. I'm recording this directly from my hand, so you have to excuse some shakiness and bumpiness from time to time. We'll record one or more episodes and we'll see how it goes, if it's enjoyable to watch. And I think, you know, when the action kicks in, and it will next turn, because I can see a lot of interesting things that can happen next turn, especially here with the Traitor Guardsman, then we will start checking if this is something that we're going to stick to. Right, one more thing that I forgot to mention, we have our support ships on the side. I tend to use them in, you know, later portions of the expedition. We have 8 cards here. We're going through the second one so far, so I wouldn't like to spend these beneficial buffs early in the expedition, if I can. This combat does not seem to be very hard. Famous last words. It can change dramatically, especially with the event table that I showed you, or the reinforcements where they start coming in. Oh, one thing I forgot. I keep forgetting about that, is to roll for inspiration. So every time you kill an enemy, this figure goes to your, I call it an inspiration play area. And then you roll the Blackstone dice. If what you roll is lower than the sum of wounds of all the defeated enemies in that round, you get an inspiration point. He has 3, he has 2, so it's 5. 14 is higher than 5, obviously, so they go back to the reinforcements pool. So now, the way it works, next time I activate the Traitor Guardsman group, I roll for reinforcements. If this number falls in the correct spot on the reinforcements table, we will respawn some of or all of the slain enemies from that group. I'll show you that later on when we come across a situation like this. I think either next turn or turn after next we'll have a chance to spawn some reinforcements. Right, so that's that for our first episode. As I said, we're experimenting with the way we record it because it's gigantic, as you can see. Let me know if this is something that you enjoy, or maybe there is something I can improve on, or some inspirations with regards to how to record that, and we'll try to correct that for next episodes. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.